it's becoming very difficult for people who go betting, of course, to bet on Nigerian League. As we've started recording more away wins than even our home victories. Of course, last week we all know that we saw about 4 away wins in 10 matches, and that tells you that now you can't actually say yes, you are so sure that this team will win at home. You're welcome to another edition of a 3M Sports channel. It's a station where we talk more of the Nigerian League, of course, in a way trying to promote the Nigerian content, so that, of course, the rest of the world can also follow Nigerian League the way other leagues in the world have been followed. I remain Mr. Akimbami, and of course, this week we'll be looking at the Nigerian League and the preseason going on for the NNL teams in Kaduna. You're welcome to the program. Well, like I said earlier on, it's beginning to be a new dawn for Nigerian football, as the strategic partnership between the MPFL and the GTI consort is becoming fruitful. Yes, like we all know that. Remember that about 3 weeks ago, Beden Insurance lost at home to Abia Warriors, and of course the following week they went to beat Sunshine in Akure, and now coming again to lose at home again to Kano Pillars. It shows that what matters most is what you put into a game at a particular time, and not the way it used to be in the past, where you go home, you will host your referee, and of course it is a must win for you. And also last week, week 11, we also saw 3SC, of course, also beating El Keremi 3-0. Of course, that was the first defeat for El Keremi, and became a very woeful one, like in the result 3-0. And nobody thought it could be that heavy, looking at the fact that El Keremi had not lost a match, and the fact that Zubairu, of course, had come back from the Nations Cup, the 20 Nations Cup, to be with his team, but they lost 2-0 or 3-0 to 3SC. 3SC are beginning to actually come up. Last season they had a good team, and of course one has been wondering what is happening to them this season. Well, maybe that's a beginning of a good start for them. We also saw Rivers United losing their second match, this time around at home, to Bayelsa United. Ladan Boso actually had to save his job, and of course the boys they actually did it for him, and it was a good one. Atlan, of course, is also doing so well. They've started doing well despite the bad starts to the season. And of course, Ikorodu United magical coach Nuruddin Aweroro, of course, a name nobody actually had known before. Now, for those who possibly were in Lagos or who had known him before, of course, they have turned around the fortunes of Ikorodu United, and they are actually doing so well right now. They've moved up the table and away from a relegation zone. Well, let me just quickly, because of course they went ahead to beat Katsina United 2-1 on the ground. They had never lost a match in the last 2 years, and that's a plus for them. And I think Katsina United should know that yes, things have changed. They have to always put in their best when it comes to playing at home. If they want to. Well, let's quickly look at the results. We had last week 11, we saw 3SC beating Keremi 3-0. And of course, they played the goalless draw with Remo Star. Remo Star still remains at the top of the table. And of course, Sunshine, of course, defeated Atanos defeated Sunshine 1-0. And Nasarawa 0. Kwara also won away 1-0. Tornadoes won at home. They are beginning to win well, do well at home now. They defeated their opponents at home 1-0. And of course, talking about Sunshine, we saw that coach Boboye actually has resigned as a coach, talking about interference from management. And I think that's one thing I really like. I like a coach that actually knows his worth, and he has shown that yes, he's a man of himself by actually stepping aside. They're looking at the fact that interference are actually coming from the management, and that's what we're talking about, professionalism. When you sign a contract, ensure that you actually point out your areas that actually favor you. Not you going to a contract blindly or possibly getting favor from politicians to get a job. That makes you, of course, you actually have to dance to the tune of the management as a coach. And even as a player, you must know your worth. Well, I think and for matches that will be coming up this weekend, I think it's going to be a very dicey one, as we're having a star match between Rivers United and Remo Stars. Of course, Rivers United are topping the table, like you know. But of course, we saw Rangers, Plateau United and Rangers playing a goalless draw. We're coming to talk about that later. A match that actually led to the production of 3 points for the Plateau boys. Of course, Rivers United, like I said, lost at home to Bayelsa, and it was Katsina United also losing to Ikorodu 1-2 at home. Insurance lost at home also to Pillars 1-2, while we saw Globe Stars with Yomokachi and his crew, of course, recording a 3-1 victory over Abia Warriors. Yes, of course, talking about fixtures for this weekend, we're going to see Akwa United playing Nasarawa United. Elkemi welcome Tornadoes to Borno, and while Abia Warriors, of course, plays Imba. That's the local derby. Bayelsa United will also play Katsina United, and the Ikorodu United, of course, will also see the Shooting Stars. That's the match to watch. Can they continue with their winning form against the Shooting Stars that are also of course improved in their results? Atlant, Kano Pillars host Atlant as another tight one. Emenike against Abdullah, and of course Kwara United will welcome Plateau United to Ilorin. Rangers, of course, we host Benin Insurance, and I think that's another one for Benin. Could they go to Enugu and win 3 points like they did against Sunshine? Well, I think by this weekend we'll get to know that. Remo Stars, star match. The first and second place team on the table will be playing against each other. Remo, one of the most stable teams this season so far, and will be playing Rivers United at their home ground. Sunshine, of course, without Boboye, we host the Stars. Coming, of course, they'll be led by Mokachi. On the table, as it is right now, of course, like I said, Remo Stars are topping the table with 22 points, and Rivers United are second with 21 points. Imba are 10 with 19 points. Tornadoes are fourth with 17 points. Pillars are fifth with 17 points also. Rangers with 16 points. Elkemi with 16 points. And we have Atlant, of course, with 15 points. And Shooting Stars, of course, are there with 15 points. Kwara United 14 points. Ikorodu 14 points. Abia Warriors 14 points. Sunshine are there with 13 points. And Bayelsa are 14th on the table with 13 points. Plateau, of course, are 15th on the table with 12 points. Katsina United with 12 points also, placed on the 16th position. Nasarawa United at 17th on the table with 12 points. And we have Lobby 12 points. Aqua 9 points, and Benin Insurance last on the table with 9 points. Like I said, Benin Insurance and Plateau lost 3 points to point deduction, and that's one thing we're talking about. Anytime there's crowd violence or attack, I think the best way to go about it is to talk point. That will discourage further attacks or further crowd violence by clubs. And I think it's a good one. And that's why we say the partnership between the GTI group, the strategic partner between the GTI group and the MPFL actually paying off. Speaking about transparency and accountability, like the GTI partner actually released during the week, and of course it's showing that the Black board are sincere in taking Nigerian League to a new old level. Nigerian Football Fund actually is actually paying off, and like there's a difference between sponsorship and strategic partners, and that is what the MPFL actually do with GTI. And I tell you, it's a partnership that will further bring more sponsorship into the Premier League, possibly next season. Of course, like I said, the point deduction thing is a good thing. When there's violence, what they need to do is just to ensure that anything that actually cannot control his crowd or his fans, of course, lose 3 points, and it will help go a long way in bringing about sanity to the stadium, which will encourage fans, encourage families to come watch matches at the stadium. Well, with that, we'll just quickly move to the preseason that is going on right now in Kaduna, mostly for the NNL teams, and that's one thing like we'll talk about later. Already the MPFL actually set a football calendar for themselves. August to May play season, June, July for preseason and break. And the MPFL also, the NNL also has promised that from next season, they will ensure that their league end in May, so that the season will start in August, rather than having preseasons for different leagues at different times in a particular country. I think which is not too good, and I will hope that this will be the last time we'll be having a different preseason for both NNL and MPFL teams. And I think another league that we talked about is the Nigerian Women Football League, and the NLO. They also need to look up to the MPFL and ensure that their football calendar runs from August to May for playing season and June, July for break and preseason, so that we'll have an harmonized football calendar, and possibly also with time have a financial calendar, a nice one for all the teams and of course the league board itself. So right now in Kaduna, we have clubs like Gombe United, Osun United, Kada Warriors, of course Barao, and the FC Basira team with other teams, of course, logging it out in Kaduna. And so far, it's been an interesting one, and I think we've seen a lot of talent. That's why we would always tell you that the Nigerian national teams still need to look at some home-based players to be considered to play wear Super Eagles jersey, which I know, yes, the talents are actually there. Well, so far, I think Osun United are through to the next stage, and hopefully, Kada Warriors, who lost their first match on the academy side, and of course, they played a draw with Osun yesterday. We're hoping that they win their last match to go to the next stage of the preseason tournament at the Melbourne Stadium. But let's really take an interview from Coach Yinka Saliu, the chief coach of the Kaduna Kada Warriors.
My name is Usman Yinka Saliu, chief coach Kada Warriors Football Club, Kaduna. The main reason why we are participating in the ongoing NFF President Preseason Tournament for NNL clubs in Kaduna is for us to fine-tune our team, because it is just a new team that was formed barely a few months ago, and the National League is barely 2 weeks away. So we need this tournament to prepare our team, which is a very young team, and get the players acquainted with the nitty-gritties of the Nigerian National League, which is the most difficult and important league in the land. And we believe that the matches we are participating in are really helping the team, especially the players. And we have started seeing some changes from the 2 games we have played. Lost one, drew one yesterday, and we're playing our last group game tomorrow, which hopefully we will get a qualification to continue the tournament till the end, hopefully. But we believe that the players are giving their best, even without being tutored, because we just came out of screening of players last week, and this week we started the preseason tournament. So hopefully by the end of the tournament we will go back the last 10 days before the kickoff of the Nigerian National League to make corrections from what we have seen in the players in this preseason tournament. But we are really assuring the Kaduna fans that by the time the league kicks off, they are going to see a great team which will bring back the glamour of football in Kaduna like we used to know in the old days. So we hope our fans and supporters will be patient enough, as we are being patient with the players, to put them in the right frame of mind and in the right shape to give the people of Kaduna a well-deserved team and a well-deserved formula for keeping them happy by winning games in the National League. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Well, you just listened to Coach Yinka Saliu, a former coach of Jigawa, who's now with Kada Warriors, of course, talking about the fact that preseason is a good one for them. The team just assembled, and of course, they need this to actually raise a solid side for the NNL teams. Kaduna, as a state, has actually missed action for the past few years now. We don't have a team. Kaduna does not have a team in the Premier League or the National League. The likes of Ranchers and Kaduna United, of course, are long gone, and this time around, I think Kaduna State will see actions in the National League. And he has said that the team needs time to actually get better. So I think that's all we have for you this Friday. And we'll be coming back, of course, to talk about the results of the week 12 matches and other things, of course, that must have happened over this weekend in the MPFL. I remain Stella Kimami, and I want you actually to go click like and subscribe to this 3M Sports Station on our site, so that, of course, you can get the best of news on Nigerian football, the best gist on Nigerian football, and of course follow us so that you get to know what's happening in the Nigerian Football Premier League, the Nigerian National League, the Nigerian Women Football League, and the Nigerian Amateur League. Of course, of 3M Sports Channel, and of course this segment will be looking at the Super Eagles, the Nations Cup match, of course, that took place yesterday, and Yokli Source qualifying for the 2025 African Nations Cup that will be taking place in Morocco next year. Yes, Nigerian is through to the Nations Cup proper. And well, before we actually go ahead to look at that match and of course talk about what happened, and I think we'll just, it's on a sad note, our first choice goalkeeper Nwabali actually lost his father early this morning, and it's a sad one, and of course we'll just pray that God Almighty will bear will grant his family members and friends, of course, the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Well, I think they kind of gave his father a good one yesterday with that draw away, and I think it's not real bad, and just pray that Nwabali, of course, will get himself together, but without so much, he probably will be imposed against Rwanda. Well, that all depends on the mindset. Well, let's quickly look at what happened yesterday. Of course, Nigeria actually needed just a draw to just pick that ticket, while Benin probably wanted to win to ensure that yes, they are also true to the Nations Cup. Well, of course, we went ahead, we got a draw in that match, and on the table right now, Nigeria, of course, are there with 11 points, and of course, the Benin Republic are second with 7 points, Rwanda third with 4 points, a -3 goal point difference, while Libya are fourth on the table with 4 points, but with a -4 goal difference. And of course, yesterday's match actually was filled with so much intrigues, and lots of tongues have been wangling concerning the way the Super Eagles play. And for me, I think I've always talked about the fact that we still need to go scout for more midfielders. Because it's always been a tradition that Nigerian Super Eagles call up. We always have more strikers, 10, 11, 12 strikers for a particular match, with only about 5 midfielders, and which is not too good. In other countries, we see them calling to camp up just for about 4 strikers with more midfielders, because the game, of course, actually start from the red to the midfield, and the players you need to change the game most times actually are from the midfield. So I think that's one area that has to be looked at. And of course, in yesterday's match, we saw static players, straight passes, which is also a tradition for the Super Eagles, except for 1 or 2 players who always try to make decoy movements. But the straight passes has made it difficult for the likes of Nwobi to perform well. In his team, he has options for who to pass through. He's used to the tiki-taka kind of football, but coming to Super Eagles, he holds the ball, everybody's standing, nobody runs to the side for a quick movement, and that makes it difficult for us to forge forward, and of course making most of the players lose balls. So I think there's a need for the technical crew to look at that area. Our boys need to be mobile, possibly use more midfielders than than using 3-4 strikers at the same time. Boniface, Samuel Moses, putting more strikers, more attackers in the game. In the game you need to possess. I think, to me, I feel it will always be a minus for the Super Eagles. So there's need for us to scout for more players, more midfielders rather, because we have too many DMs in our team who are forcing to play attacking midfield, and I think it has always been a problem. We're going to the Nations Cup. A lot of things actually need to be done, and a lot of people also talk about the fact that we don't have home-based players coming to camp. Let's really take this short interview from Akakishen, the former Super Eagles player, played in Zamalek in Egypt, played in Austria, and was one of the players that Western were actually used to execute his qualification to the 1994 Nations Cup and World Cup. Let's hear from him on how Western actually did.
Hello, my name is Akin Akinsende, Nigerian ex-international. The Western style is, it looks easy, but it's a little bit difficult. So we have to know what we are doing and where we're going. Then the home base are even more serious than it used to be now. The home base players are not taking things too serious. If we cannot qualify from CHAN, just to go for CHAN, then how do you coordinate a better player in trying to bring up a good team like Westerhoff? In football, you have to take
that style. Well, just heard from Akin Shende, who's right now working with an academy in Uyo, and he just told us what Westerhoff did, how he combined the home base and the foreign base players and ensure that the best, of course, are always being used. That also actually encourage the home players to always do well in the league. But of course, he has talked about the fact that the type of players we have right now are not hardworking enough, and that actually was affecting their call up to the national team. Well, like yesterday's match, we saw, to me, the officiating was not so good, and already we talked about the way we play. Despite that, I think the officiating was not too good. I think something has to be done by CAF to ensure that the referees officiating in the continent actually try to be officiating on the level playing ground. So on Monday, the Super Eagles will be hosting Rwanda, and in that match, of course, we have nothing to lose. Rwanda needs to win that match to go to the next stage, while Benin Republic, of course, will need a draw against Libya to qualify for Nations Cup. As a West African country, some people are rooting for Benin, and Libya, of course, what they did to us, we could not forget it. So I know most Nigerians might not actually want to see Libya go through. Well, that's all for the Nations Cup. So we'll see you next week for more on the Super Eagles story.
Good morning, my name is Bayo Adesina, the team manager of Osun United FC, all the way from Osun State. This tournament is one of the best tournaments I've ever seen for pre-season. And when I saw the caliber of team that is in this competition, I can say that we have a prospect in this competition. I thank the organizer of this competition, because this competition is giving us the advantage of showcase the brighter future and get the talent from this competition. Because when I watch the match between our team and Kada FC, you can say that the match was to be a grade A competition. And I watched Gombe versus Basira FC too. And when I watch them, I say I know that we are moving forward we are good to go in this very way. And by the way, I thank the person that allowed us to play in this competition, because the NFL president is doing very well, and I will urge our able coaches from national to come and search for the new talent, new Super Eagles for tomorrow. So this competition is going a long way, and I still want them to pronounce this competition to Southwest, Northeast, Southeast, and all parts of the country. So officiating is 100% fair and good, and I love everything that was going on. The fans that came to come and watch the competition, they are very good, and they are very accommodating. So I thank everybody in this competition, and I thank the organizer. Thank you, and God bless.